goodness, what time? Oh, good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome, welcome, welcome. How you doing? This is Rodney Grimes, PTP, People to People, Power to Power, Positive Thinking People. As I told you, this is real talk. You know what we do? We keep it real. Everything is real. So, I just learned some stuff. I was just learning some stuff going through the process of bringing Leslie Shepard in. I'm going to let him kind of describe things because he know how to say things a little better than I will, because I'm not trying to get no headhunters coming after me. And as we know, this is Real Talk Live. So I just learned quite a few things here just now, especially when you have different people who have celebrity status. They're a brand name. So it's certain things that we got to learn legally on how to manipulate so that people don't feel like we're trying to steal or rob them of, their brand. Their brand.
Yeah, absolutely.
But before I get started, as you know, you see the new monitor. Now you might see some reflections and all that. We still working through all that. I'm excited because we just purchased the new monitor. We really putting things together. It's real talk. That's what we do. And you see that beautiful lady up there? That's Tracy Clark. That's my co-host, Miss Tracy Clark, who happens to be in the studio with us. She just always sitting back there throwing rocks and everything, telling me when to duck and dodge and everything like that. So we keep it moving. I'm just excited that, we are where we are today, because this has really, really been a positive thing for us. So, yeah. Okay. Now, as you also see the other young lady there, that's Miss Rachel Pope, who's also another one of the co-hosts who helps me out recruiting people and doing things of that nature. Hey, look, this is a new project, right? We are really, really feeling blessed because a lot of things have really been going in our favor. And so, of course, with the new monitor, we still learning how to do it. Oh, and as you know, Friday date night. Don't forget Friday date night with me and Lady Z, the social butterfly. We do that date night thing, man, and we keep it focused. And, we try to encourage people to build on relationships, all kind of things. And remember, it's people to people, power to power, positive thinking people. You know what the people to people is? That's me, you, and them. The power to power, the power we possess, the power they possess. And, we just, you can leave it right there. Oh, no, okay, go ahead. No, leave it there. We good. As I'm telling you, we're in the process of doing some things. We got the director and producer and all that. She back here in the back. Zena be throwing curves and breaking stuff and fixing stuff, filtering stuff, taping stuff, keeping everything in order. She do everything. It's real talk. So, really, I just want to say thank you to everybody who's been really supporting, and for Mr. Shepard to come in. I'm excited. So, I'm kind of going to just gradually move into some things, but I want to know a little bit about you going into your career. So, what was it that started you into wanting to be a professional athlete?
Well, it started a long time ago when I was young, obviously, as a little boy, as a dream of mine to play. It didn't really come to fruition until I got a lot older. I think a lot of young men want to be professional athletes, want to be NFL players or NBA players. So it was just a dream that every other guy in my neighborhood had. But the older I got, the more I realized that I was a little different from everybody else. That I had a skill set that I could possibly use to benefit me going forward. It didn't really come to fruition until I became a senior in high school, and I started getting recognition and getting letters, and people started telling me they pay for me to go to school, and all these major coaches and things of that nature was coming to my high school, and I became overnight celebrity, so to speak, in high school. Then it became reality for me. So I started going to different schools. I was All-American in high school back in 1988 at Forestville High School. And I was just a kid loving the sport, loving the game, doing something I was doing for, since I was a little boy. And once I became a college player and I started getting the recognition from, the conferences that I was playing in, the players, my peers, and things like that. I started watching players that was my size and my height that was having success. It started to become reality to me. You have a dream and it's something you want to come to fruition, but you got to visualize it happening. You got to believe that you can accomplish that. It's got to be something within you, because people can tell you have a talent. You can want it for the money and success and things of that nature. But it was something that I thought I had the ability to be successful in the NFL. And it became a reality once I became a senior in high school. And obviously, I don't know how in detail you want me to get about my whole process, but it started at a young age.
Well,
wanting to play in the professional sports.
I mean, the one thing is because I know you,
Right.
so I know
got
that
you.
it started at a real young age. But you know, again, I want people to know you for the skills and the talent and the gift you gave us. You gave us while you was playing.
Right.
You know, I used to watch you, and I thought I kind of felt like a cheerleader, you know, because
Right.
when you was catching them balls and making touchdowns, you know, the stadium be going crazy, and you know, it was really a build up for us because you came from this area.
Right.
How did that affect you?
Being from this area affected me in so many ways. Growing up in Suitland, Maryland, growing up in Prince George's County, predominantly black county, where a lot of talented football players come from. So that shaped and molded me for Division I football, and also then going into the NFL. The story that people don't know is that my journey to the NFL wasn't an easy journey. I was cut a few times. I didn't go to the school that I initially was supposed to go to out of high school. So it was a long journey. But once I got there and got my foot planted and started to have success in the NFL, and realized that it's about your craft. It's about anything that you do. You gotta prepare yourself. You gotta work at it. I had the talent. I had the speed. When you get to that level, everybody has talent and speed. But you have to be professional about it. You have to work out. You have to make sure you got your body right. You got to make sure you eat right. You got to make sure you stay out the streets. You got to kind of put those horse blinders on and be focused and take it as a profession, and not so much as just the game you was playing as a child. So I enjoyed it immensely, man. Playing in front of my friends and my family in Washington D.C. Was the greatest thing in the world, man. Just to be able to share something that I grew up loving to do with my family, my friends. They get to see me every Sunday. They get to text me and see me and realize that I'm human. I'm not larger than life. I'm still the same person that was, at their family picnic or at their cookout, or came to visit them at their school. So it was a great thing, man. Just to have that success at home and play in front of my friends and my family.
That also in the process of you being in your hometown, did that really put a lot of pressure on you to be even better, or did you just stay focused on your craft and not worry about everything on the outside?
I wouldn't say it put pressure on me. I think regardless of whether you're home or you in the state that you grew up in or you're in a different state, it's immense pressure being a professional athlete.
Right.
Because you have to, this is what you do to, pay your bills and your livelihood. So if you ain't running as fast as the next man, you ain't catching the ball better than the guy next to you, then you could be gone. The NFL is, in my opinion, stands for not for long, and not National Football League, because it's a short-lived profession. So you got to take it serious as a day-to-day process. It's not nothing is guaranteed. Well, the guys today get guaranteed money. Back in the day, they didn't get guaranteed money. You had to earn your spot every year. So it was a lot of pressure, man. It's hard being a local athlete and professional athlete because you got so many getting pulled from so many different directions. So many people want to touch you. So many people want you to come to their school or send a letter to their best friend or their co-worker's son or talk to their neighbor. So it's a lot of pressure, man. But I wouldn't trade it for nothing. It comes with the territory. You want to be a professional athlete. You want to have the millions of dollars, and you want people to look up to you to be a hero. It's a price to pay. So I always try to be cordial with people and try to spend time and talk to them. Because fans can be a little bit overwhelming at times, but without them, we're nothing. So I try to be cordial with people, and then try to people see that I'm human. And if you work hard and believe in yourself, then this can come to fruition.
Also earlier we was talking about something did you said you wanted to make a mention about the coach that
Oh, I just wanted to send a big rest in peace out to John Thompson, the head coach of Georgetown basketball. Given the state of the country right now, I think John Thompson played an integral part in a lot of young black men's lives in the city, helping them realize that it's more than life than just sports. Georgetown is the most prestigious college in the world, and he was getting kids from the inner city, bringing them into Georgetown, and they was getting degrees and playing basketball. So he helped them realize that use your platform as an athlete so you can further yourself and make a life for yourself. Because they can take away basketball, they can take you and cut you, but once you get that degree and get that education, they can't take it away from you. So I just respect the brother so much, man. He's one of my favorite coaches of all time. He was a guy that walked off the court back in the day because he had a problem with the SAT test. He thought it was culturally biased. A lot of these kids didn't have the resources to learn those tests, and they wasn't given scholarships if you didn't have a certain score. And he took a stance on that. I just love the brother, man. He was the first African American coach to win a Division I national championship, and that's like a big thing. And you see all the coaches now that's coaching Division I football, and all the professional coaches that's black and things of that nature. He played a big role in that happening. I just respect the man so much for just challenging the system. The way things work. And we talking Georgetown back in the 80s, so it wasn't a lot of people look back out there.
yeah.
So I just respect the man for what he did. Send my thoughts and prayers to his family. Rest in peace, man, John.
Yeah, that's mad love. We definitely send peace and blessings to his family. Also, it's been quite a few people that we lost lately.
Yeah.
In this.
Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah.
Black Panther brother.
Yeah, I mean.
He played an integral part too, man.
Yeah.
He played a lot of powerful black people. He played Thurgood Marshall. He played Jackie Robinson. He played James Brown. I mean, he Black Panther. Wakanda forever. I mean, come on, man. That's gonna be embedded in history forever. This brother was just 43, I believe, when he was diagnosed with cancer 4 years ago, and he continued to work at a high level.
And didn't complain.
Not at all, man. We can learn a lot from that, man. Tomorrow ain't promised.
That's something that
So
I
we gotta
find.
live life to the fullest, man.
I'm really excited about. That's where I am today. Not taking things for granted. To a point where I'm trying to live my life to the fullest. So I'm we keep it real. So I'm having a problem because I'm trying to hold back some things, but I need people to know.
Man, you gotta come on, man.
Okay.
Come on,
that we related.
No, that's no problem, man.
Okay,
That's
so
PTP, man. I'm in the house, man. It's real talk.
Okay,
Let's get it done.
it's real talk.
Yeah,
So some of the
I'm in the
things,
building.
I want to talk from. This is actually my nephew, and I need to stress something publicly. You inspire me. I'm 10 years older than you. We have a relationship that's it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, when he came into my life, he changed my whole world, and that's real. Not when I'm saying that he made me a superhero. He made me have to be responsible for my actions because I knew that I had to look after you and be there for you. But the one thing I can tell you is that he's always looked after me. 100%. So some of the stories I want to tell real quick, let me tell you, so I just want to bring this up. When we knew this guy was fast, one time they was throwing the football to him in the street. You remember? And somebody I don't know if it was me, somebody put
It was Halloween.
It was Halloween.
Yeah, it was
and
Halloween.
somebody put on this big fur coat and this gorilla mask.
I was young at the time.
He was 5 years old.
Okay.
He was 5 years old. No, he was 5. He was 5 years old. Let me tell you, he was 5 years old. He took off running, and nobody could catch him. Now the problem was we was trying to catch him before he go across the street because
I was scared.
But 5 years old, you didn't know what it was. But
right.
That was the first time that everybody realized how fast you were because everybody was trying to catch you, but nobody could catch him. And he didn't stop until he was ready. And that was one of the things that I sat back and I was like, but also, you predicted you was going to play professional.
Did I?
Yeah.
Okay.
You used to say that when you were small. You said,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
gonna be
right.
you,
Yeah.
you used to say, I'm going to be a professional football player.
Playing in the NFL.
Yeah. And you did that.
Yeah.
And that's the other thing that really inspired me to also, because we have different people around us who are doing different things. But when it's right there in your face,
Right.
you have to be responsible. So I say to you publicly, thank you for that love, that respect, and that relationship that we had, because I knew that I had to keep myself out of trouble. I knew I had to try to be the better person because you was doing that as you was coming up. And I know things wasn't easy for you.
No, it wasn't, man. Well, first and foremost, let me just, since we're talking to your audience, and this is the PTP, right?
Yeah, people power, positive thinking people.
You're gonna be my UBD forever, my uncle, my daddy, and my brother. You know that's what I look at you, man. I love you. I've always supported you, no matter what. I just wanted to say that you are responsible for molding me into the guy that I am today. You played an integral part in that, teaching me things that nobody else took the time to teach me. Thoughtful things you told me. I'll never forget those things. Some things we won't share,
Right.
and some things, we can.
Yeah,
But
right,
I just wanted to, really reiterate that to you as well, man. I love you,
Yeah.
brother. And I love your producer, Miss Lady Z, your wife. She's a ride or die. She's a true ride or die wife. Everything you do, no whether it's putting on concerts or doing TV shows or taking pictures, whatever you do, man, Zena's right beside you, man, and that speaks volumes for black love. We don't have enough of that in this country, and when I see it, I just like to, commend it and speak on it, man. It's a beautiful thing.
Pick your head up off the floor over there. Her head just it got so big it just fell over. No, she has definitely been a blessing, But that's the one thing again that so I can speak frankly. I was watching you how you handled that celebrity status. It was many times when you go places, people, because they knew you from here,
Right.
they were so in your face
Right.
all the time. But that had to put some pressure on you.
Well, it did. When I was young, I went to a camp when I was about maybe 10 or 11 years old, and I remember I've never been to an NFL game. I never met any professional athletes or nothing like that. But I was at a camp and somebody from the NFL was there, and I remember trying to get his attention, trying to get his autograph, and how he kind of like brushed me off. Obviously, once you become a professional athlete, sometimes it's not personal.
Right.
And, they overwhelmed with a lot of things, but it made an effect on me because I told myself if I ever make it to the NFL and I run into fans, even though sometimes it can be overwhelming, I would try to take the time out to be cordial with them, sign an autograph, sign a picture and talk to them. You know what I mean? Sometimes I regret making that promise to myself. But again, that's why I try to handle the media and try to handle the recognition. And it just comes with the territory. You know what I mean? Sometimes people want to touch you, get close to you, they see you on TV and they think you're larger than life until they get to know you and realize that, you're just as human as them. I have the same issues, same things upset me. I love my kids just as much as you love your kids. So I'm no different than you. I just happen to have a God-given talent, and he's blessed me to make a life for myself.
The one thing that also a lot of people realize, you weren't that big in the NFL. You wasn't like a big guy.
No,
but you was out there with those monsters.
Yeah, I mean that's a blessing and a curse, because the blessing is that people don't expect you to be a professional athlete, so I can walk in somewhere and people won't look at me and be like, where do you play? And then people meet me and say, man, I thought you was a lot bigger than you are. So I take it both ways. I wasn't big, so I had to be fast and I had to be tough. We wasn't protected like the athletes are protected today with the helmet to helmet and all the concussion protocols and things like that. It was a little bit more gladiator type of sport.
Yeah.
It was something I've been small my whole life, you know what I mean? So once I got to that level, it was just about owning my craft and trying to be the best player I could be, man. You know what I mean? So
you got a reputation that you was probably one of the few that was never afraid to go across the middle.
Yeah, I don't really like that label. I wasn't afraid. I just had to do it. So whether I was afraid or not, I had to go get it done. And it just kind of labeled me as a guy that wasn't afraid to take the contact. I figured, listen, you're going to get hit anyway. Might as well get a catch out of the deal.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not going to go across there and get knocked on the ground and don't get no credit for it.
Right,
so
right.
I'm going to go get it. You know what I mean? You're going to hit me either way. So that was my mentality. And that's just the way I played, man. I played relentless. And I just try to give everything I had.
So what would you tell some of the young people out here today? Now, you know, it's a whole different arena from when you was coming up.
It's a different arena. Well, first and foremost, being successful starts with you. In order for you to achieve something, you have to believe in within yourself that you can achieve that. You got to see it come to fruition. You got to believe in yourself. I think a lot of kids today, they want to be professional athletes for the wrong reasons. Maybe it's the women and the cars and the big houses, and the Gatorade commercials and things of that nature. They don't know what it takes to become professional athletes. But hard work. Make sure you go to school. Make sure you listen to your parents. Stay humble because professional sports can humble you faster than anything in this world. So stay humble, keep your head down, and just put one foot in front of the other. If you believe that you can do it, you can accomplish anything in this world, man. The resources we have now, the way this world is starting to shape, I think success is determined based on how you are as an individual, how hard you're willing to work and what you'll be willing to sacrifice to do. So anything you can accomplish, man. Being a professional athlete is not an easy thing. It's real hard to be successful, and not only be successful at it, to make it there. It's a small percentage. So just keep working hard, man. Believe in yourself. Don't let nobody tell you you can't accomplish it, no matter how big you are, no matter how small you are, no matter what your gender is, no matter none of that. Nowadays, girls can play sports and coach, and it's just a different time. So you just got to believe in yourself. It starts with you as an individual. And don't do it for no other reason than something you really want to do. Not
Right.
to please your dad or please your big brother or be better than somebody that you admire. You just got to be the best you can be as an individual. And I think if it's meant to be, then it will happen.
So let me go to the monitor for a minute. So of course, I know I saw Mike Johnson. He said, "Go down a little bit." Yeah, it says it's not the size of the dog, but the fight in him, his mother and I. So, that's Mike Johnson from Old Town Alexandria. So
Okay.
Like Elvin's.
huh?
Elvin.
Yeah,
It's the
but
same person.
yeah, it's same person. Now, he just
You know my mom.
yeah, he know your mom.
Yeah.
Actually, he knows your whole family.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
that's why I
My
said
mom is from Alexandria,
he said,
Virginia.
no, go back. He says his mother and I are cousins.
Okay.
I met him when he was about 12, but my daughter played basketball at Temple when he was just getting into.
That's my alma mater, Temple, right there. So I don't know if she played when I was there, when I was leaving, or
Yes,
whatever the case may be. But yeah, that's where I went to college, Temple.
Yeah, she said so. She played basketball at Temple when he was just getting into the
Oh,
NFL.
okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Temple,
So-
I'll stand up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So again, my ultimate goal for Real Talk is
Mhm.
to open people's mind to changing the way they're doing things,
Okay.
to help where we start to build relationships with one another, to empower ourselves,
Mhm.
to being able to see a brighter tomorrow and not struggle as hard as many had to do in the past. So, hold on, it says, Dawn Ingram is my daughter. You know Dawn?
See, I told you it was a question, so just say yeah. Let's just go with that. I probably gotta see her face. Yeah.
But the one powerful thing, this is Real Talk, and this is what this is all about. I didn't bring him on because I wanted to brag. I brought him on because you was an example. He has you got two sons that was playing football too.
Yeah, I have 4 boys total. I have one that played at UVA, one played at Concord in West Virginia. Yeah, so one played Division I, running back Khalid, and Charlie played D2. He would have been a D1 athlete, but he broke his leg in high school, so he went on to played D2 and had success there. Both had great careers, man. And both now working in universities,
Yeah.
taking care of their families.
Yeah.
So,
But I mean,
both
that's.
got degrees. Khalid got a master's and a minor.
Mm.
Yeah, he got a master's in higher education and a minor in African American studies. And the youngest son, Charlotte, got a PhD in business management.
Yeah.
So I'm proud of them, man.
Yeah.
You know, couldn't be more proud of them.
That was one of the other things that I've known and watched you as well, that you took your position as a father very, very serious. You were there, your boys are, they are well groomed young men. And I just love them. I used to get a kick out of them watching when they were small because they were mimicking you so much.
Right.
But that's just a Wanda Berry. She's saying hello.
Oh yeah, I love Wanda Berry.
Yeah.
Hey Wanda, how you doing?
Yeah. So that's again, we're talking about. It's a lot of things that you had to deal with because you was from here.
Mm-hmm.
You was moving around, but you also you played with different teams.
Yeah, I played. I started in Tampa. Things didn't work out in Tampa. Then I went to Pittsburgh. Was there for maybe a year and a half, and then I kind of got myself planted with the Washington football team. Once I became stable there, I went on to my next free agent move was Cleveland, and then I went to Miami for my last year.
Yeah.
So I was in the league for like 9-10 years, but I got credit. They credited me for 7. It's a lot of BS when it comes to them giving you credit in seasons. But I was in there in that fraternity for 10 years, from '92 to 2001. So I had a run.
Yeah, I mean that, and I remember, around that time, it had to been a little strenuous for you because you had to relocate at these areas, but you maintained and you was able to, really do your job as a father, but at the same time you did it as a profession.
Yeah, but I had a lot of help. I've been with my wife now for 28 years. We were married for 27. Extremely intelligent, smart woman, super supportive, graduated of Spelman College. She has a law degree from Howard University. She graduated sigma cum laude from Spelman. But when I was chasing my dream, she was a stay-home mom. She was a person that did homeschooling for my kids when I got packed the stuff up and go to different teams. So none of this would have been possible without the support of my wife. She's big. I don't know what I would do without her. So she's the person that helped me balance this scale, me chasing my dreams, doing what I had to do for the family. But she also held it down for me at home. So I kind of get a lot of credit for how my boys turned out, but it's definitely a joint thing. It's a 50-50 thing, man. You know what I mean? Because without her, I couldn't have been the man that I am or the father without her support as well. So that's how I balance that with that queen at home.
Well, that's one of the things we're blessed with.
Absolutely.
I know her. She's a very, very strong and smart, intelligent niece. And I love her dearly.
Super supportive. That's important
for
black men to have their spouse support, and vice versa.
Right.
It's come time for you to support your spouse. You should not waver. You should definitely. Even that means you got to switch and become the stay-home dad and iron and cook and clean. And she got to go out there and get her grind on. There's nothing wrong with that. So we have that dynamic in our household, man. I love it for it.
Yeah. I've been also blessed. And that's just a powerful thing. She said, "Congratulations on the upcoming grandkids."
Thank you. I got granddaughters.
Yeah, one.
All great. We're gonna be looking like twins in a minute.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
Cool.
I had 4 boys, so it was time. My wife, she couldn't. That's why I have 4 boys, because they tried to get a girl. So I just wanted to name her lesbian.
Victoria Roy, she said, "Kudos to your wife, Drake." Drake Johnson, Shep, and I mean, you gave, when you was playing, it was a lot of talk about you in the grocery stores, in the churches, in the schools, and it was so powerful because we had somebody at home that was representing us, and it wasn't like you was sitting on no bench, you was catching footballs.
So it was a beautiful thing, man. You know, I think nowadays it's popular. You see a lot of Prince George's County DMV kids playing professional sports all over, basketball, football, things like that. But back in my day, it was rare. It was about maybe four of us, and we would always give each other love. But that's just one thing about having success. You know, I grew up in Suitland. You know, so I had friends all up in Suitland, Maryland. I went to Forestville High School. You know, I played Silver Hill Boys and Girls Club. You know, people knew who I was. You know, I didn't stop going to this, you know, the barber shop that I grew up when I was little. I didn't, you know, I didn't stop hanging around the friends that I hung out when I was small. I mean, obviously you had to, you know, control it somewhat.
Yeah.
But I was visible. People could touch me. People could see me. And I love the support, man. That's one of the good things about playing at home, man. You get the support your friends. But I got a big family too. So, you know, I got a lot of Alexandria folks, I got a lot of DC, I got a lot of Maryland, so, you know, and then they got a gang of friends, so, you know, it travels around, you know. I remember when I first started playing with Washington, and I wasn't, you know, a starter or nothing, I was just getting my feet wet, and some of the starters would go around and be like, man, I ran into people, they're asking me about you, you know, they're asking about, do y'all know Leslie Shepherd? So, you know, it's just, I always got the love in the DMV, man, and I, you know, DMV till I die, man. I love the support, man, and it meant the world to me.
That again, okay, let me say, yes, beautiful wife and good eye, you are handsome too.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
Hey, you know, hey, this is really an honor for me. But just, you know, for the type of guy you've always you never had reservations about coming to see people play. I remember several times I could call you and say, yo, can you come over to the football field or show up at this area or whatever. And even like this, when I asked you to do this, you never had this ego, I'm too big for that.
Right.
You always opened up, you stepped out and said, hey, you know, whatever I could do. And that you don't know, but I've seen it with many other people, that made them keep themselves grounded as well.
Right.
You know, because you wasn't walking around. You know, you got some people, man, you can't talk to.
Yeah, that's true.
You know,
that's true. But I think a lot of that have to do with my upbringing. You know, my mother didn't allow that. I was always pretty good at football. In high school, I was an All-American. In college, I went to Division I and all that. But my mother kept me grounded. You know what I mean? I still had to take out the trash. I still had to clean the bathroom. I still had to do little things like that. And I think that's something that's kind of missing with today's millennial kids. They kind of privileged. My mother didn't allow me to be big-headed or nothing like that. It just kept me humble, man, and realized that you mess up the dishes, you're gonna wash the dishes. You know what I'm saying? And the trash get high, you're gonna take the trash out. So my mother kept me humble when it came to that, man. So I give her the credit for me being humble and me trying to, just keep myself grounded and not get too big-headed, man. Because I've seen it happen. Money can change people, man. And it never really changed me. It was just something I did for a living, and I was thankful to God for blessing me with the talent, and not only giving me the talent, but giving me the opportunity to go out and showcase it. So I was grateful, man. So I just try to, not be fake and phony. Try to be who I am. Don't let money or success change me. And it's not hard. It's not easy for everybody to do that. Sometimes you can get on a course where people want you to be a certain way and hang with a certain kind of people, act a certain way, but that was never me, man.
Yeah.
I was always more comfortable with my people, everyday folks. You know what I mean? So I never really was comfortable with the bouginess of being a celebrity, even though I know it comes with the territory. But I used to always say, oh man, I don't know. The homies could see me now. Right? So, I always felt more comfortable just being at home around my friends and family. So, that's just me. Everybody's not like that. Because there's a lot of fakeness once you become a celebrity.
Yeah.
Everybody like you for whatever reason that is. Trying to get a piece of you for something.
That was something that really bothered me when you were coming up, because you were so
extra cousins and nephews and everybody was
everybody was right there,
right,
calling out your name. But before that, they weren't anywhere in the picture. And when you became a celebrity on the Washington team, of course, now everybody's like, oh, that's my nephew,
Right.
that's my cousin, that's my so-and-so, you know. I mean, people was coming out of the woodwork. Some people would come up and be telling me, and I'll be looking at them and I say, oh, he is? Because I know him. But I just, you know what I'm saying? I just kind of like, you know, okay, if you say he is, you know. But that was just, you know, part of the package, you know. But I want to throw this in because something else. I remember, and this is going to have to do with Black lives are important. Black lives matter. I'm going to show you something.
Okay.
You remember when you had your Porsche
Yes.
and you let me keep it?
Yes.
And you told me that I was going to get pulled over.
Yes.
And you remember what you explained to me and told me why?
Yes.
Black man driving the car.
Driving while black. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, the state of the country right now, I couldn't be more proud of how it's going, and the younger generation for going out on the front line and fighting a good fight. But you know, one thing about being successful, being an NFL player, coming from Prince George's County, going to the schools that I went to, leaving Prince George's County, going to Philadelphia, and another predominantly black city, I saw discrimination. It don't really change based on your status. No matter how much money you have, no matter your walks of life, where you come from, your background, your history, a lot of those cops don't see that. And I'm not saying all cops are bad cops, or all cops aren't bad cops, but all black men have a story.
Yeah.
So until these stories start to change, we can't change the dialect. I've been pulled over several times, man, for just being successful. By cops trying to ignite something in me with their demeanor, with their not allowing me to ask questions about why I'm being pulled over, what's the reason for being pulled over. It's just an unfortunate thing. It speaks volumes about where we are as a country when you can watch a documentary of the 1965 riot, and then you can watch something in 2020 that look eerily similar.
Right.
It speaks volumes about, you know, how far we've come, but yet how far we still have to go. So I just commend these youngins that's out there fighting a good fight. Women, men, gay, straight, tall, black, you know, all walks of life. I just think it's a powerful thing. And Black Lives Matter is something that we can't stop talking about. We can't stop preaching. No matter how tired people get of us saying and bringing this up, it's something that has to change. And I think right now, the climate of the country is ready for that change. And I couldn't be more proud of the country. I couldn't be more proud of these youngers out there doing a good fight. But being a celebrity, being a professional athlete does not shield you from discrimination or driving while black. Period.
Because I wanted to add to that. When I was driving your car, I remember coming down Route 1 and police pulled me over. Now, first of all, it was a Porsche, so the car take off, you know, it ain't
Right.
just,
Right.
you know, you ain't got to do nothing, they just do what it do. It's
Right.
a Porsche. And he followed me maybe about half a mile or so, and then he pulled me over. So I already know he ran the tags. So he ran the tags and pulled me over, and he looked at the registration, and he saw Shepherd. And he was like, so at that time your name was all over the place.
Right.
He said, so, excuse me, so you Leslie Shepherd? I said, no. I said, he happens to be my nephew. Oh man, now we it's not cop in person pulled over no more. Now he's starting to talk to me as if we almost buddies now.
Yeah.
Oh man, it must be, you know, blah blah good to, you know, he let you go to, he let you drive his car. Oh man, this is how he was talking to me. Well, I didn't really understand what he did. He saw me before and he really wanted to harass me, right? When he realized, one, that I wasn't you,
Right.
and then he saw that this was all, everything was legit,
Right.
he took it and he started to use it to his advantage, trying to, you know, make it look a little different. But the profiling was really crazy. Gerald McCoy wants to know, what was it like being coached under Joe Gibbs, being up close and personal on a daily basis with him sharing his mindset?
Well, unfortunately, I wasn't coached by Joe Gibbs. That's when they was winning Super Bowls. I was still in college. Once I got to the Washington Redskins, North Turner was my coach. So I didn't get a chance to play for that legendary Hall of Fame coach. So basically, it was sorry when I got here. You know what I mean? So I didn't get a chance to play for Gibbs. I wish. He retired, I think 2 years before I became a Washington football player.
So your coach was
North Turner.
North Turner, yeah.
And Joe Bugle was the coach prior. After Gibbs retired, Joe Bugle became the coach, if I'm not mistaken. And then North, I was there for North's team.
Yeah.
So
I
I remember those teams. I just wasn't a part of it.
Yeah. As y'all know, I told y'all that my co-host is in here. I'm going to mess with her. What did you say over there?
I said, yeah, they still sorry now. You said it.
I thought that's what you were. I just wanted to hear you say it again. But yeah, Wanda said my first NFL game was watching you play in Pittsburgh.
Right. That was Pittsburgh. That was probably '93, and I think I had a couple games against Washington. That's the reason why I ended up in Washington, because the success I had in Pittsburgh against Washington, and they wanted to trade for me, so they picked me up off the waiver wire. But yeah, she taking me back. She was probably there with my mom.
Yeah. That's crazy, man.
Yeah.
So any regrets? If it was anything that you could go back and change about your football career, what would be? Give me 3 things you would change.
Well, I don't mean to ruin your question, but I wouldn't change anything. It molded me into the man I am today. I think God had a plan for me to play the time I played.
Okay.
And finish what I did. I got a chance to be father to my little boys. They had just started playing Little League football. There's nothing more in the world I enjoy than watching my kids go out and compete. I got a chance to mold them as young men, take them to school, pick them up from school, help them with their homework, do the things that I missed out on playing. So it was tough walking away from the game, but becoming the father and the husband that I wanted to become meant more to me than anything. So I think it came at the right time. If I could change anything, maybe I didn't get hurt as much as I did. But again, when it's a physical sport, I wasn't a big dude, as you know. If I could have played a couple more years, it would have been cool. But I'm not mad because I got a chance to watch my kids grow and be there with them on a daily basis now. So that meant more to me than playing.
Man.
Thank God you
Awesome.
broke
That's-
up.
Exactly. And I can play with my kids and walk
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
I didn't have no major surgeries and nothing like that. So
That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Again, just having you in the community and and people seeing you on a daily basis, still today that you walk around like a normal person.
Right. Right. I know what you mean.
Every now and then somebody be like, hey,
Yeah. It's tough, man. At times I try not to just say hi, I'm so and so from the Washington Football Forum, but people find out, and their reactions, it varies from super excited to I can't believe you didn't tell me, or no way. People look at me and still can't believe. Some people think I can still play, which I think is funny. But it's a great thing, man. It's just something I did, and it was my profession. It was something I did for a living, and I'm grateful and thankful.
We had a caller, Miss Lynn.
Hello, Rodney. How are you?
How you doing, sweetheart?
I'm fine. Hi, Leslie Shepard.
How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. I want to shout out Temple University.
Absolutely.
And I want you to know that I know you must be very smart to get in Temple, bro. And you had mentioned something about John Thompson was talking about the SAT scores.
Absolutely.
But for you to even get through that door, bro, you had to be smart. And also, I want you to know, I love myself some Tamron Hall.
Okay, all right. That was my college girlfriend.
Yeah,
Hall.
oh, for real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
Hey, Lynn,
she-
what is it that you don't know?
She dropped the T. she must have read that somewhere.
What is it you
I don't know my wife gonna like you saying that.
That's fine because she got you now.
Oh no,
sweetie.
she ain't jealous. Trust me, she ain't got nothing to worry about. So she good.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You got a beautiful wife.
Oh yeah,
And
she can't hold a
my
flame
sister
from my
too.
wife.
Just my sister too to go to filming.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let y'all go because I'm getting back on that. And
Okay,
I'm a
okay.
Redskins fan all the way. I love my sister Sean Taylor,
Oh,
you,
yeah.
and Santana Moss.
I know that's right.
All right, bye-bye.
That's one of my wife's favorite players too. I told her she shouldn't be having no wide receiver as her favorite player, but she kind of like him too. So, but it's funny, man. I've been labeled with that for a long time. My wife always kidded me sometimes. Say, "Oh, so did you pick the right one?" I was like, "Absolutely, I picked the right one." So it's just funny, man. That was way before her her success, and I'm proud of everything she's done too. So, but it's funny, people from Temple or people associated with Temple will put that together and be like, "Man, that's used to be that's Even the guys more like to talk about it than the women. The guys be like, "Man, I seen your girl." I be like, "She ain't my girl, bro." But you know, I just think that's funny, man. But yeah, I'm happy for her success. So yeah, me and Tam all dated in college. So
That's all right.
Yeah. You know.
So I mean, where we are today.
You know the men in our family.
Yeah. We do.
Right.
But that right now, where we are today with something else I want to make sure that we bring up, and you and I was mentioning, and you said it a little bit about voting.
Okay.
You know that, but y'all, everyone that's paying attention to this program, everyone that's want to see it, it is imperative that you get out and vote, that you make your voice be heard. We have so many people who've been in situations where now they are struggling and they don't know what's going to be out there tomorrow. But you can play a factor in the tomorrow by making your voice be a part of the victory that we need to have in this election coming up. So please don't take it lightly. I try to take every opportunity to say something about voting, because if we sit back and think that our vote don't count, you're doing exactly what a certain party or certain people want you to do. Your vote counts. You have to get out and you have to make sure that you are supporting the right people, the right politicians to be in the position to represent us, because we are in for a real serious journey with these next couple of years that's coming up.
Yeah, man. I mean, I feel the same way when it comes to voting. You know, let's just be honest. You know, black community, we ain't really into politics, right? You know, this real talk, right?
Right.
You know,
Keep it real.
We're not really into politics, but you look at what our ancestors, our great-grandparents, and their parents did just for the right to vote. I think you owe it to them. It's not about this guy in the White House, even though we have to get him out, but it's about the people that paved the way. What you had to do for simple things, to eat at the counter, to go in a restaurant, to sit in a bus, to be a CEO of a company, to have your own land, to have your own storefront. So I think it's bigger than just what's going on right now. I think you just owe it to the people that came before you. Voting today is about your grandkids' kids. I just think that's so important for us to do. We complain about standing in line for 2 hours. So ain't nobody sticking no dogs on you. Ain't nobody blowing with no holes. Ain't nobody throwing no milkshakes in your face. I had the opportunity to go and view the body of John Lewis, and it just, I was overwhelmed. I never met the man, never talked to the brother. I don't know nothing about him. I just know his story. And I felt a connection with him just being maybe 200 feet from his casket, just viewing the body because of what he did and what he went through for the simple rights I have as a man today. So I just think we owe it to our ancestors, we owe it to the people that came before us, that fought that good fight, just to have the right to register. You know, we complain about voting. I voted for Barack twice, and I went there, I was overwhelmed by all of our black folks, you know what I mean? But I went back to the polls to vote for Hillary, and I didn't see that much. I ain't seen too many faces like me when I went the second time. So hopefully we can get this back to where it was when Barack was running for office.
Right.
I saw us out there, so I
Yeah.
knew we had a shot
Yeah.
because we was out there by the thousands, man. But when I went back to vote for Hillary, it didn't seem the same. I saw a lot of people, but they didn't look like me.
Yeah.
So it woke up a lot of sleeping giants, and I just think we just owe it to our ancestors and the people that came before us to go out and vote, man. People shouldn't have to tell you to vote. It shouldn't matter the weather. It shouldn't matter whether you need to get in the car with somebody. If you know somebody that need to vote and you can't, and they can't get there, you need to go get them. I just think it's that important for the future of our kids, you know, and the country going forward.
And that I mean, you couldn't have said it no better when you're talking about those who have made sacrifices for us, grandfathers and great-grandfathers. You know, a lot of people don't even know that women didn't even get it. They didn't get the right to vote until 1965.
Right.
1965. I was born in 1960.
I was born in '69, so I mean, it wasn't sure.
It
What
wasn't
was going on when I came to this country?
You know what I'm saying? So
Right,
that's
right.
that just ought to tell you something that we feel like, oh, we are free and we're able to do, but you don't understand the sacrifices that people had to put up with, the things that they had to do in order for us to be where we are today.
I agree with you, man. I just think that's why it's so important. I think this whole year has been not a coincidence. I think it was meant to happen the way it happened. I think it was time for the younger folks to go out there and vote. The coronavirus came, and the elderly folks couldn't go out there and protest because they was at high risk. So the youngest had to go take over.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of like the Martin and the Malcolm era. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It was
Yeah.
enough of this peace, and it's time for us to burn some stuff down. You know, and I think it woke up this country. I think you can see this change. I think we got to still focus on systemic racism because it's just bigger than cops killing unarmed black men.
Yeah.
That's the root of the problem because they keep getting away from it. But there's so many other entities that goes along with racism in this country. It's not so in your face like it was back in the day, but it's behind the scenes, and we have to make sure we address those and hold people accountable. And I think it starts with voting, man.
Yeah, most definitely. I was sitting at the light, and it was a white guy next to me. And this was funny. Now, here I am in 2020, and for some reason, him and I didn't want to look at each other. You know, we didn't want to look at each other and nod and say, how you doing? I remember when Barack was in office, a lot of us was waving, and we had that, hey, how you doing, and smile and greeting each other. Now we got this kind of tension among us, you know, where I'm looking over, he white, I wonder is he mad at me? And the white guy probably sitting over there saying he black, I wonder is he mad at me? You know, we got to get past that. The one thing that I think that's so important for us to realize, it's not about you, just you. It's about us.
We're much better together.
We are.
I mean,
We so much better together.
Yeah, I think that's why people love sports so much, man, because it's probably one platform where, you know, different races can come together and do something that everybody enjoys. You know, whether it's entertainment, regardless of what it is. That's why they put these entertainers and so many people on these pedestals, man, because they don't see color, you know.
Yeah.
I know racist people that love Michael Jordan. You know, how is that possible? And that's my point about this country and how they see you. So I just think it's so important for us to try to listen to one another. You know, they're gonna have some differences. Don't have to be the same, but we're gonna have to coexist. And I think it starts with dialect. But I also think it starts with the white folks coming out with Black Lives Matter signs and saying that, you know, white silence is just like violence, and seeing things that you didn't see in the past. So I think seeing that is going to help the country move forward. You look at 4 years ago when Colin Kaepernick kneeled down, it was taboo to do it.
Right.
Now you see more white people kneeling than black people. So I think it's about just pushing the envelope forward and seeing what kneeling down, they don't have anything to do with the flag. A lot of black folks fought in the military, gave their life, gave their limbs for this country, and came back and still couldn't sit at the counter. So that's another reason why we need to vote. Yeah, I want to talk about the flag.
Right.
But it's not about that. It's about the injustice that is going on in this country, right? And and to call awareness and attention to that. But what happened? People start people every time you kneel, they associate that with the flag. Nah.
With the flag ain't had nothing to do with
First of all, I don't even know why they upset for us with the flag. If you look up the original lyrics to the national anthem, you wouldn't even want to stand for it anyway.
Because it's real racist.
So it's a whole lot of this contradictions and discrepancies in the lyrics of the national anthem, but that's a whole nother show within itself. But I'm just saying, you know, I just think we got to continue to have dialect with one another. Just because somebody has an opinion don't mean it's wrong. What somebody feels about you is none of your business, in my opinion. I think you just have to try to come to some common ground. And it's about humanity, in my opinion. It's not about black and white. It's about humanity. And until
I love that. I love that.
Until white unarmed men get shot in the street, it's an issue.
Right.
You know, it's issue. White men drive Porsches. We talked about that. They don't get pulled over. Right. You know, they don't get profiled. You know, they get the benefit of the doubt until people start treating us a certain way based on who we are and not what we look like. Then we still got work to do.
And, well, here, every vote counts more than ever. And Kimmy Kim said, "Hey fam, great interview."
Thank you. Hey Kim.
So we talking about.
You need to talk to your husband soon too.
Actually, Kim, she's lined up to come on the show in a week or so.
Yeah, I think her husband do banking.
Yeah. So
I need that loan.
Humanity matters. Yeah, it does. Rachel said humanity matters. You know what's really something that said when we had Gwen Pratt Miller on, she said, and it keeps sticking in my head when she said, yeah, Black lives matter, but really Black lives are important. Now, I started to understand the difference, and I took where she went with that, and I want to reiterate how important it is for us to change within our household, how we have to start respecting ourselves if we want other people to respect us. How can we tell we want a police or we want to say they white, black, or Asian or whatever, when we as a people have to work on that within ourselves?
Yeah, I agree with that to a certain extent, because I believe that there's some people who have great households. Father's there, mother's there, they go to church, they live right, they're doing everything right, but that's still not going to stop a white police officer from pulling your dad over at the corner, right? Now, I agree with the household, we have to be better. It's a disconnect somewhere when it comes to black families. I truly believe that parents today want to be friends and not parents. You know, they want to follow their kids on social media instead of telling them what they need to hear. I agree with that wholeheartedly. But it's still people and parents that are doing things right. Raising their kids the right way, in the right neighborhoods, in the right school system, going to the right places, hanging around the right people, and they still can't control that back street, or getting caught at that light, or being in a car with more than two guys, or maybe one of your friends got dreads in his head. That has nothing to do with the household, in my opinion. That has something to do with systemic racism and what's going on out there and how they see us in our own skin.
Right. So
that's half of the problem, I think, to look at a black man and see him with dreads or see him with and they think he's a thug because of what he looks like. They don't even know who this guy is. Look at the vigilante that was in Wisconsin who shot those protesters, right? He walked away with a gun, AK-50. Then once they went and got him and arrested him, they gave him water, asked him was he okay. A black man can't even walk home just
without a gun.
Guy fell asleep in a Burger King drunk. And they pulled him over, and he said, I live right there, I'm walking home, and they shot him in the back. So until we can eliminate issues like that don't happen to white men, I think we as a race, we always want to say, well, Black Lives Matter, we need to stop killing each other. Absolutely, we need to stop killing each other. But what happens when you're not killing each other? This is about a whole race. It's not about that ghetto family over there on the street that don't know where their kids are after midnight, right? It's about the race as a whole.
Yeah.
When you can send your child away to college and one of the campus police can shoot him 6 times because he was walking his white friend home. He thought he was going to rape this girl, and he was just walking her home because his parents raised him right. You know what I mean? So until we can get around issues like that, then I agree with the household thing. We need some work. You know, I agree with that, but that still doesn't give a person the right to shoot you in the back, right? They was more upset at Michael Vick than, come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come
Come
on.
on.
That don't have nothing to do with.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying, until the perception of America changes and that black lives matter, I just think they matter. I think the term itself speaks volumes. They just do more. You know, no more, no less than any other race. Just matter, right? Just, you know, why can't, if I'm resisting arrest, right? Why can't you taser me and tie me down and put me in, and don't be my judge and jury, right? You know, why should I have to tell my son not to reach for his registration when he get pulled over, or tell all your friends to shut up in the car? Why should I have to do that, right? You know, what about those 4 kids that was in the car when they watched their father get shot in the back, right? Just recently.
Yeah.
How are they gonna ever grow up and respect police? How they don't even look at it like that, man. They just, you know, I don't get it, man. They're always trying to justify it, and it's just unfortunate. As a black man with 4 sons, it's troubling to me, man. I'm sick of the excuses. I'm sick of the same old rhetoric. They thought he had a gun, or he was in the wrong house, or I thought he, you know. Somebody called the police. I thought he was posing a threat. I was standing my ground. There's a million excuses, man. The problem is they're not shooting white men in the street.
But
And there's a lot of trailer homes and trailer parks where it's a lot of public intoxication and people running around with knives and guns and all that kind of stuff, and they're not getting shot up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So let's don't blame it on a few or 4 or 5 people that's out there being ignorant, shooting and killing each other. They shouldn't tank the whole race.
Yeah.
So it's not just a DMV thing. It's a country. Yeah.
That's what I like about this program. As I say, it's real talk. I made a statement, and just hearing it from your perspective, it made me open up and just see things on a little different. And that's what we each do. We have to pay attention and hear. Somebody said, don't just hear the message, receive the message.
Absolutely. It doesn't mean she's wrong.
Right.
Her
right.
opinion is not wrong. I feel a certain way and she feels a certain way, but I understand where she's coming from, and I don't want to jump down her back and say, oh no, I disagree with that. No, it's just an opinion, and everybody's entitled to it.
I mean, it's crazy. Let me take this opportunity also to say greetings from Third Generation Catering. Oh my goodness. Hey, I'm trying to tell you, they was buying them chicken sandwiches over the weekend. Them chicken sandwiches was rolling. Also, we had Beth gift baskets. We had Beth. I want to put it because I want to say it properly. Oh, Beth's creative gift baskets. Let me tell you, she
put it up there for you.
Yeah, no, but that's what they're supposed to do. We want everybody who have a business. We tell you to go ahead and put it out there. Beth was the one who donated 2 baskets a couple of weeks ago, and we gave them out as gifts. We also have the paparazzi, Angela Gomez, who also she has her jewelry. It's all about us just supporting one another.
Have to.
It's
support black businesses, man. It's so important, especially during this time.
Yeah.
We so quick to go outside our neighborhood or go outside our community, but we definitely got to support the black businesses, man.
I want to also tell y'all, you see the new monitor. I want to say thank you for those who had contributed to the program. I don't want to call your names out, but you know who you are, you know what you did, and we are just changing things up. We're going to have to change the arrangements of things because I spent 2 or 3 hours just trying to figure out how to get this thing to work, and it was crazy. And but I just want to say thank you. This is not about me. This is not about you. This is about us. and remember, people to people, power to power, power to thinking people. This is what we do. This is why I love this program. It's people to people, that's me, you, and them. Right? Them is whoever you want them to be, whether they're right or wrong. The power you possess, the power I possess, the power God possess, the power we bring when we bring it together, especially when we do something together to help one another, it creates a positive thing which causes a lot of positive thinking people. So I just want to always put that out there. I want to tell everybody who have contributed, hey, thank you so much. Those who are still going to contribute, we receive you. We love the fact that we're going to be growing. You're going to see things moving. It's real talk. I broke one of the lights thing. I got tape on it right now. Hey, but it is what it is. But you know what?
Trials and tribulations of a black man trying to run a business.
Hey.
Or woman, I'm sorry.
So, yeah, or woman.
Yeah, you have to say that now.
Yeah, but it's just it's powerful, you know, and it's a good thing. Also, continue to hit share, let people know this is an avenue for us to be able to talk about positive things. My co-host Tracy, who is sitting in here, Tracy, you know, we talk and we come together. Rachel calls and everybody puts in their time. I have a brother down in Baltimore, Malik Blandon. I get on the phone with him and he gives me positive information. And even with my nephew, when he was sitting here, he taught me so much that I almost had to break the whole studio down because he was like, yo, you know, and these are things we need to know.
Right.
But when we come together as a unit, as a team, that's when we start to learn.
Right.
And so, you know, it's a process.
I was going to let your audience know, we touched base on likeness. He had my picture up on the screen, and it had a name of a certain professional team that I don't own, so I don't have the copyrights to put that on the show, and I just wanted to address that and tell him that he might not want to put that up there. So, you know, it's just us looking out for each other.
And it was cool because, you know something, I was so excited about it. And I was saying I got to do all this and I ain't gonna tell you no lie, it bust my bubble a little bit because I wanted to show off because I wanted my nephew to be like, damn, look over here. You know, he got my picture all over here. You know, but
it's the bigger picture though.
It's the bigger picture.
It's the bigger picture.
Yeah, so
and I understand sometimes, you know, you can go into a situation with your eyes wide open, but you still can't see what's coming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you gotta kind of be able to adjust, and that speaks volumes of what what you're trying to do and who you are as a person, man. So you weathered the storm, brother.
Oh, for sure.
We here.
Hey, you know that's how I do. Kim, she said, Kim Thornton, she said, I didn't get a chance to donate. I never saw anywhere to donate. It's actually on there.
LeslieShepherd.com.
But actually, the Cash App is the cash sign RG1960 Cash App. That's my Cash App. You know, please, again, you know, I appreciate all I can let y'all do is see as we move forward how we are going to build this platform to a level where we're going to be really excited about having individuals like Leslie Shepherd and Kim and many other people to come in. Hey, there goes one of your cousins, Brian. He said, yo, what's up, y'all? Hey, what's up there, nephew? How you doing? Hey, so, you know...
Lil Brian. You hate when I call him that.
Lil
Brian.
Lil Brian.
He's a grown man.
And there goes one of your greatest fans, Tay, my daughter.
Oh, yeah.
Look.
Much love to Tay.
Look, she
That's
said,
what yeah.
Look how she wrote it. She got the E.
Tay, how you doing, baby? Much love.
Kim said, tell Z to text it to me. Okay, she will do. We'll put it back on here. She'll put it back on. Again, to everyone who did put something out and sent something through the Cash App, it's very well received and very much needed. all I can just show you in the process as we go forth how we will grow. Me and Tracy, we talk about these things, and I'm trying to get it where actually we're going to be really building on a whole different levels, bringing different type of information. We're working on a program that's going to be really, really powerful. She's sitting in the back over there, and she's constantly nodding her head. She's a true soldier. I mean, she just basically always come in open arms with everything in the arms. She never empty handed. I'm trying to tell you. we ain't complaining though.
She's a giver. There's nothing wrong with that.
She's a giver.
Yes, indeed.
Also, Rachel Pope, man, I just cannot say enough about that lady. You know, Tay said, "I'm good. Great to see you. Hopefully, I'm there next time if the parents invite me." She be geeking every time she around me. So she really.
We gonna make that happen. We gonna make that happen.
That we gonna have to do that. That's right.
That's family right there.
But we just really want to we just give honor to God about everything, and we just thank everybody who's been supporting the program. It's Real Talk Live with Rodney Grimes, people to people, power to power, positive people. My guest today, Leslie Shepard, a former Washington professional football player.
My man.
I did that.
My man, right.
Yeah.
Don't want to offend on
Right. Oh, he taught me something today. So y'all get ready to see a whole new flavor. See, this is what I'm talking about when they say it takes one to teach one.
Knowledge is power.
Would you say, Tracy?
Knowledge is
power.
power.
Let's say it one more time.
Knowledge is power.
I'm trying to tell you.
And the more you know, the more you owe.
Oh my God, that's crazy. What's that? Kim said, "Come on, brothers."
That's it.
Yeah.
She was just saying, come on.
Oh yeah,
okay.
yeah. I first of all, again, you know, this is our platform. We're gonna take this and we're gonna make this thing happen. I'm just so excited that the people that I got working with me, that we believe in one another. You know, Tracy also, she sends out scriptures in the morning and stuff that empowers us to help us to be focused. But she's not the only person that does that. There's a lot of other people out there. We need to embrace those people because they're taking the time out to share their love and their kindness. And that's something she could be doing anything else. Her and many other people. And so, you know, let's not take it for granted when somebody's sending you a prayer or a scripture in the morning. I can name a few. Liz Aston, always. She's one of my co-workers. Always sending out something positive to help build your morale and keep you focused. Felicia Harrison, always sending out positive energy and positive scriptures. And so we just say thank you and we praise you and give a lot of y'all that glory too, that through God that y'all be working to help other people. Dejan, your cousin, she said, "Great interview, uncle and nephew, looking awesome together."
Thank you, appreciate it.
Hey, you know that hey, Daddy, we gonna have to get you on here too.
She looked like she could be my sister.
Yeah, hey, I'm trying to tell you, believe me, and the bloodline is so strong. That's so funny because we got two bloodlines that's really strong.
Absolutely.
And some strong people.
Absolutely.
You know, that came out of that, and you are a product of that, and that's why I'm so proud of you, dude. I mean, again, I am so proud of this guy. I cannot stress it. You know, just what he means to me, and you know, and everybody around me knows that. They know. One dude I know I can call if I need him. He come, and he always knew that with me.
Absolutely.
I don't care where he was. I gotta tell this when we gonna get ready to shut down. You gonna have to have the last words. I gotta tell this story. He was playing for Cleveland, and me and your mom, we came up to get your stuff to drive it back. And we got lost, and we was riding in the mountains coming back, and rode for 2 extra hours, and it was raining so hard,
and both of us looked at the sign and we said, didn't we see that sign about 2 hours ago? And it was so funny. But, you know, we did that trip based on the fact that what you was doing, you was providing for a lot of people, man. You had a door open for a lot of people to be able to be happy and to entertain and be able to walk around proud.
Right.
You gave a lot of people that.
Right.
I don't know if you really thought about it, but you gave a lot of us a chance to be able to say, look, we connected with this guy, you know.
I wasn't perfect, man. I'm just trying to make people proud of what I did and what I, you know, and who I represent. You know, you had a lot of eyes on you, so you know, trust me, I'm not perfect. By no stretch of the imagination. I got my faults as well, but I try to make people proud and just try to go by my business in a professional way, man. And try to be visible so people can touch me. You know what I mean? So I wanted to say something that I heard you say earlier. You talked about people that sending you messages and things like that. I know because we in this, you know, this pandemic and this whole crazy times, a lot of people are texting and group texting and Zooming and things of that nature. If something is on your spirit and you want to send it out, just send it out. Don't worry about who responds. Don't worry about how many people like your message. Just get it off your chest. Sometimes it's just to get something out in the universe helps you as an individual. And if it can help one person or somebody like that, then it's a beautiful thing. So don't ever feel embarrassed or ashamed about sending out a message or scripture or something like that, because you never know. It could come in the right time for somebody, and it could be something like that they needed to read or needed to see at that moment. So continue to send those messages, whoever you are. It don't have to be religious or whatever. It just could be something that's on your chest.
That is so well received, because many times many people have sent things, and even like I said the other day when I was reading what you sent Tracy, it was right on time, you know, and it's sometimes we just wake up in the morning, and that's just how God works.
Absolutely.
You know, and a lot of us are in a different time where we are now having to deal with the truth of who we are. You know,
Yeah, absolutely.
and so, you know, we can't walk around now hiding behind the truth. The truth is right there in you. It's right there.
Whether you are a God-fearing Christian or not, the scripture is reality. It's
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
So if you open the Bible up and read it and you can't relate to it, then you ain't human. So it's about reality. It's about life. It's about the simple things in life. So don't make it difficult.
How about that? And you ain't got to be all up in the pulpit
To receive it.
to
Not at
receive
all.
it. What you can do is you can be an everyday Joe Blow, and as long as you have goodness in your heart and you put God first, you know, you just keep it moving. It says, quick question: how you feel about Washington football team name change? Should they change it? If so, then to what?
That's a good question. I don't know. You know, Tuskegee Airmen. Well, you know, something historic. Something historic. I don't know, but I know the Washington football team name is a cop out, in my opinion. Again, I have no clue about what they should change it to. I just know they should change it, and I'm all for the name change.
Yeah. Well, that's the other thing that we had a little conversation about. And sometimes it could just come from a person who has no real ill intent, and they'll tell you something and it'll open up your mind. You be like, whoa, you know, now I see things from a different perspective. So, you know, with all that said. So, this is Real Talk Live with Rodney Burns. People, part of positive thing. People, hey, my guest today was Mr. Leslie Shepard, a former Washington football player.
My man.
I got that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
You got the last words.
Just to all the PTP people out there, man, keep supporting Rodney and Zena, Lady Z, in this endeavor going forward, man. Great people, always out in the business of helping, trying to make people's lives better, regardless of where they stand in their own life, looking out for other people. That's the true sign of people that's touched by God. So I love y'all, man. And continue to do good work in the community, because we need it.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so I tell you, man, this is crazy. Appreciate you coming out.